Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Lorelei Shamayo. This is MeWe Metaphysical and Wellness Fairs for energizing body, mind, heart, and soul. We have events throughout the Northwest. We're in Seattle, Portland, Salem, and Eugene, and also online. We have a lot of different events online. We have fairs, awakening panels, speaking series, community events, all sorts of different things. And we interview our practitioners and vendors so you get a chance to know who we are before you meet us at an event. I'm here today interviewing Eva Cristina Calderon. It's lovely to be here with you.
That's so great to be with you. I just find this time so magical, and there's no coincidences. It's Earth Day, it's a new moon, and we're in quarantine, and all of us are going through so much. But I just love that today we can just set intentions and just let Mother Earth connect with her and just flow with her needs, and and with our own needs. So I just love how everything works as it's meant to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, what is it that you do? What do you share at our events?
So I am a Heartmath certified coach, and so I've been training since 2016 with the Heartmath Institute, which is a research institute, and they study heart-brain connection. And to me, finding them was validation of things that intuitively we know about just the intelligence of the heart, but finding them and hearing their scientific point of view in a way appealed very much to the logical mind and to a lot of the resistance that I myself had, really understanding from this dimension of the way our body works, and how how our energy works. And so I've found it to be a very easy way for the for the people that think more logically, and myself included first, to kind of get to the heart and be able to connect with emotions, and eventually as a path of arriving to our intuitive nature. And so as a way of stress management, I think it's very it's very easy to understand what the thing. If I do this process, I'm able to have this self-control and develop resilience, instead of allowing emotions to run me and to deplete me and to disconnect me and to keep me in a place where I feel stuck and can't get out of. So Heartmath has developed this. It's a system of protocols, and they are deceivingly easy, but it starts with the breath, connecting with our heart rhythm, and from there just kind of syncing up the nervous system and the heart brain pathways. And so that it just kind of, it's training our body to get ourselves in a coherent state, or in a have composure, have all this this state of being that we are all like optimally want to perform through. So that is in a nutshell what Heartmath is about. Yeah.
I do know a little bit about Heartmath. So I was a scientist, and I've also hosted someone who was one of their researchers. I just know, so people know they've been doing research for decades. It's been a long time.
Wow.
And I know for me as a scientist and an intuitive, I know like an example of something that was so impactful for me is how they're able to demonstrate that the heart can predict what's going to happen before the human mind is aware that it's going to happen, where it seems so much like random chance.
Right.
In whatever way the universe is or isn't random chance, and that the heart rhythms predict it.
Yes. It's the first one to respond.
And then also right?
Yeah.
It's like harvesting the power of the heart and the emotional system as a calming and a grounding, and then also like unleashing our creative energy and collaboration and a way to make impact,
Yes.
positive impact in the world. And
Totally. So that's why I just, I really so much want to share um, just these processes to help people connect again, especially right now, because we need so much of that, the heart frequencies, the ones that that naturally that come from the heart, is cooperation, is that harmony. I mean, all those frequencies that are so needed right now, to create change, and to just ease ourselves through through what we're going through, and help us become resilient, and get all those ideas that are so needed now, in creating new ways of doing things more sustainable and more just healthy for ourselves and the earth.
I hope it's okay if I'm sharing different things. I just think the
I love
opportunity to,
it.
it's
Yeah,
great. So
yeah.
another thing that was so impactful for me in learning about Heartmath was how, like I, as an individual,
Hmm.
and with a group also, if I'm presencing love, so I'm presencing the energy of love in me, that they scientifically measure how it impacts other people.
Right.
So
Yes.
that being in love ourselves, they can demonstrate and ground scientifically that the positive impact that this makes.
Exactly. It's like this. Well, the our fields, like our toroidal field, that in the heart is 5,000 times more powerful than the brain. And when we connect to that, that essence, the higher frequencies, um, then the just the immense, really, like, influence that has on others with their fields, like, how we can, um there's just so much research that backs that up, and HeartMath is so at the forefront of measuring right now, the mass meditations, when we're all coming together to heal the world, and having actual data research that is showing those frequencies and the impact that they have. So it's amazing to realize that everybody counts. Every heart counts, and every frequency is counting. So
Yeah. And
yeah,
then how it amplifies, right, as more of us do it. And that's why the impact of those events is so great.
exactly. Yeah, as we come together, it's like, it just expands and expands, and it's contagious.
Right. So the tools that you teach people, right, they're so useful for themselves as individuals, and it's so supportive of the larger impact that we all can contribute to and make.
Exactly. And I think that's why it's immediately, become a purpose. It's something that I enjoy doing, but it's also, in a way, like, such a contribution, because if, like, I know that if I help one person to teach them how to self-regulate, that is just going to keep passing on, and I'm, it's just so satisfying to know, like, just have that immediate validation from science that says you're it's like, either we're polluting the world, or we're creating more harmony. Not to say that it's a negative.
Well,
We
every
need.
choice has an
Yeah,
impact, and to be
yeah.
aware of the opportunities we have, like this, using the tools of HeartMath are things we can do with all activities that we do. So not only there's the impact of those activities, but we
Mhm.
can be utilizing those tools while we do things.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So I just want to share this, with as many people as possible. I'm, also doing online coaching, and putting small groups together to get go through. There's a program. There's the Building Personal Resilience program, but I also have a lot of free content, especially right now, because it's just kind of like our civic duty just share what we know. And there's, in every, like I said, just I'm so happy to share that, the basic understanding, and for people that want more in depth and are ready to go more in depth, that's what I do.
I say, are people drawn to work with you, particularly because they're drawn to the HeartMath tools, or their particular topics and questions that they bring, and you happen to use HeartMath tools with them? Like, how does that typically work?
It depends. It's a combination, but yes, a lot of people already recognize HeartMath as a research institute, and there, and also, but just a lot of the people that I work with are either divorced, or going through some major life changes. And well, right now we're all experiencing lots of stress, but it is sort of like, as a just a life coach tool. I also use tapping and Reiki, and depending on the client, that what they're open to. If it's somebody that's more of a science mind, or like, or engineering is I have lots of engineers for some reason that just kind of gravitate to that. Okay, I need to understand this from this point of view. But I also have worked, with many women that want to complement it with Reiki and healing, and so it's sort of like a customized approach. But HeartMath is what I kind of drive the coaching with.
Oh, that's great. I guess just before we finish up, did you want to say just a tiny little bit of how did you get started in all of this work? Like, what were the openings for you?
Yes, thank you so much for asking. Well, I've my whole life, it's a spiritual path, as we all go through, and like knowing that there's more, and that there just, it's been such a passion to try to understand the human condition, and to heal myself from being so disconnected with my emotions, and being such a angry little child. I didn't know why I was so angry. and but then when I got divorced, close to 6 years ago, is when it was that, that moment where I found HeartMath. I was going through divorce. I have two little girls. They're now 8 and 10, but I needed tools, and I needed them very quickly, and very urgently. And I just noticed like such a huge difference. I didn't use lawyers. I was able to resolve what I seen other people struggle so much with. And I was able to navigate that with, I think with in a healthy way, under a very stressful time. And so just coming to that realization just gave me more and more motivation to continue learning and deepening into the knowledge, and wanting to share it. So I think, I can relate a lot with people that have gone through divorce, and that are single moms, and knowing that there is another way, rather than continuing to fight and continuing to stress. So
Oh, it's great. If people want to find out more about you on the web, where do they go?
To my website is my full name, Eva Cristina Calderon, and I also use Instagram and my Facebook to and that's where I give a lot of my free content.
That's great. And I want to mention for people, maybe let's spell it out, because your Cristina does not have an H.
No,
so maybe just spell the whole thing for people.
Yeah, it's EVA, as in Eva, and Cristina, no H, CRISTINA, Calderon, CALDERON.com.
Great.
Calderon.
Well, thank you so much. It's been lovely chatting.
Yeah, so lovely. Virtual hugs to you and to everybody.
For those of you listening and watching, you can find out more about us online at MeWeFairs.com. That's MEWEFAIRS.com. Thanks so much, Eva Cristina.
Thank you so much, Laura. Bye.